So, tracking your progress and making adjustments when needed. This is extremely important that we monitor your progress to make sure that we're progressing at the rate that you want and to be progressing at a rate that keeps your energy high, to keeps that hunger at bay, and to make sure that you're moving forward progressively and we're making those changes as and when needed. Now, it's quite hard to coach yourself because emotion comes into play. When I make changes for my clients, I make the changes based off data, I make the changes based off logic, but when you try to do it yourself, sometimes it can get a little bit complicated because you're acting based off emotion. Let's say your scale weight is up 1 week, you might then decide to drastically cut calories when it's not needed. So I'd always recommend having a professional in your corner, having a coach in your corner who knows what they're doing and they make these changes for you as and when needed. Anyway, let's talk about monitoring your progress. This is super important so you can see that you're moving forward. Like, sometimes it's incredibly hard to see that you're progressing if you're not logging your average weight, if you're not logging your progress photos and stuff like that. So this video is to sort you through what you should be logging in terms of your progress. So the first thing that you should be doing is your average weight each week. So what I want you to do is take your weight reading every single morning or a minimum of 3 times a week and take that average and compare this to the previous week. So how you'll do this is you'll take a note of your weight each morning, and then at the end of the week, you'll take the average of those readings by adding them all together and dividing the amount of readings. The reason we take an average reading and the reason we weigh so many times over the week is because there's going to be so many fluctuations based off your stress, based off how you've slept, based off what food types you've eaten, if you're a female, based off your hormone cycle. There's so many things that can make your weight go up and down. So if it does go up and down every single day, it can vary within a few pounds, then don't stress. This is why we take the average weight and we compare it on a week-to-week basis. So take a note of those on your phone. If you are losing between 1 and 3 pounds a week, you do not need to make any changes. Now, some weeks it's going to be on the lower end, some weeks it may be on the upper end. If you have more to lose, generally you'll lose more each week, but you can't be 100% in control of how much you lose. Some weeks it'll be on the lower end, some weeks it'll be on the higher end, but we don't need to make any changes if you are losing 1 to 3 pounds a week. So keep your calories and keep your steps the same. If you've been 100% spot on with your calories and you've been 100% spot on with your steps and your average weight doesn't drop after around 10 days and you're not looking leaner and you don't feel leaner, then it's time to make a change. So you'll either drop your calories by 100 calories a day, which will change on MyFitnessPal, or you'll be increasing your steps or cardio just to make sure that you're putting a new stimulus on the body to keep it progressing and to increase that deficit. But 9 times out of 10, you probably don't need to make these changes. You just need to be more consistent with what you're doing. Okay, next up is progress photos. I'd highly recommend taking these, a front, back and side photo in your underwear, so you can look at these visually and you can see if you're improving on a week-to-week basis. Now, on a week-to-week basis, you might not notice much different, but when you look back at them over a period of 4, 5, 6 weeks, you will do. And it's really, really important that you take these photos in the exact same conditions each week. So at the same time of the day, in the same lighting, in the same spot, so you can visually compare them. And again, it can be quite hard doing this on your own, so having a coach in your corner to look at them unbiased can be really, really helpful, because sometimes what happens is your scale weight could be up, but you could look visually leaner, especially if you're a female and it's hormone cycle time, or scale weight's up a little bit but you're looking leaner, then you don't need to make any changes to your calories. So just to bear that in mind. Next up, we want to look at non-scale wins as well. Now, you need to be paying attention to these. We don't just want to be chasing a number on the scale and using that as the only form of progress. We want to look at, is your energy improving? Are you getting stronger in the gym? Are clothes perhaps fitting better? Is your relationship with food improving? Is your digestion improving? Is your recovery from your workouts improving? Are you feeling more confident? These are all non-scale wins I want you to look out for, because not all the time the scale is going to be on your side. Now, remember, like I've said a couple of times throughout this video, it's always better to have a coach in your corner to monitor your progress and accurately make these changes as and when needed, okay? What we don't want to do is just make changes for the sake of it. It's really important that you have someone that knows what they're doing to help you make these changes, because at the end of the day, we're not just looking to drop weight. We want you to be happy. We want you to be energized. We want you to be performing well. We want you to be recovering well. We want you to be managing stress. We want you to improve in your digestion and your relationship with your food. And this is really, really important. It's not just a case of just chasing a scale drop every single week. It's a case of monitoring these variables as well and making active, educated decisions when we make changes to your calories or to your activity level. So if you would like any more information on one-to-one coaching with me, if you'd like me in your corner, checking in with you every single week, making sure that we're making the changes as and when needed so you never hit a plateau, then drop me a DM and we'll book in a free consultation call and get you absolutely flying.